It's our first chance this year to get a look at the new look Logan Grizzlies. Yeah, Coach Carson Munn comes over from Weber, where he helped take that team deep into the 6A playoffs last year to take over the Logan Grizzlies. The Grizzlies, a very young team, starting out season 1 and 2. A couple of tough losses sandwiched in with that one win. And now tonight they get a Juan Diego team that's had a whole week to prepare for them. A Juan Diego team that runs the Veer offense, which is also something tough to prepare for defensively. Juan Diego comes in 0-2, and those two losses, they really weren't pretty. And I'm sure tonight they've been waiting for a week for a chance to really make things right and licking their wounds as they come in here against Logan. So the Grizzlies and Juan Diego coming up on the Game of the Week on the Valley Channel.
Wendy's is saying thanks for making the Junior Bacon Cheeseburger America's #1 bacon cheeseburger by giving you more of what you love. Introducing Wendy's Giant Junior Bacon Cheeseburger. Double the beef, double the bacon, and now it comes in a giant meal for $5 with nuggets, fries, and a drink. There's absolutely nothing junior about it, except the price. Get Wendy's $5 Giant Junior Bacon Cheeseburger meal before it's gone.
Bring back what you've been missing. Bring back Cache Valley Hearing and Audiology. Bring back what you've been missing. Bring back Cache Valley Hearing and Audiology.
Had a chance to talk with Coach Carson Munn of the Logan Grizzlies earlier this week. He comes to Logan via Weber. He was also at West Jordan for a while as a head coach for a couple years down there. He was an assistant at Weber, the team that went deep into the 6A playoffs last year. And I asked him about, what are you going to do here at Logan? What are you running? Offensively, defensively? And he says, we have really strong RPO-based concepts, run-pass option-based concepts for the offense, which means quarterback Keaton Pond is going to have to make a lot of decisions. He's going to have to trust what he sees, and he says then we can go back and look at it. We have to trust him, and then we can make tweaks along the way. So it is kind of a work in progress, that offense, but they want to do whatever the opportunity is that presents itself. Throw it if it's there, run it if it's there. And the last couple weeks they've thrown the ball an awful lot. Defensively, they run a 3-4. Tonight against a veer option, assignments and keys are going to be huge. Stick around for the Game of the Week.
Say the word base. Say the word mess.
The Game of the Week on the Valley Channel is brought to you by Wendy's of Cache Valley. It's way better than fast food. It's Wendy's. Cache Valley Hearing and Audiology. Bring back what you have been missing. Aspen Dental. Get that gorgeous smile you've always wanted. Custom Fence Company. Privacy, security, peace of mind. Anderson Seed and Garden. Growing better gardeners. The Logo Shop. We logo stuff, all kinds of stuff. KSM means music. Music is all we do. Factory Pizzeria. We're open late after the game. And the Valley Channel, Cache Valley's TV station for over 30 years. Crimson Field on the campus of Logan High School. I'm Eric Olson along with you tonight on the Game of the Week on the Valley Channel, where the Logan Grizzlies play host to the Juan Diego Soaring Eagle. Logan will kick off. Juan Diego ready to receive. Antonio Archuleta along with number we don't have, 81, who takes it. He's not on the roster, and he returns it all the way out to the 45-yard line, and that's where the Soaring Eagle and their veer offense will take over. Led by Hayden Mesnin, their junior quarterback. Mesnin is a returning player. He played for them last year, 16 touchdowns last year for Mesnin, 8 through the air, 8 on the ground. And they're on that veer option offense, so they will run the ball, then suddenly hit you with a pass. It's what Box Elder used to run all the time under Coach Wes Raisler. Receiver to each side, 2 backs in the backfield, and Mesnin up under center against this Logan look. Logan's offsides. They give to the first man through. They stop the play. And it's going to be offsides on Logan right from the start. Talking with Coach Mund about this veer offense and defending it, he said, you know, we have got to play physically. We've got to have disciplined eyes, and we've got to remember our keys. There's Mesnin turning the corner, and he's got room. Gets a good block downfield from one of his receivers and steps out of bounds after a gain of 19. That left side of the offense was wide open. Mesnin just kept. Mesnin gives to the first man through. It's Archuleta. He fights forward for a couple. Make it 3. They'll fake the give up the middle and then head around the end. They'll fake to the first man through and then pitch it. They'll do all sorts of things out of this. They switch the tight end now to the left side. And a receiver split to each side. Logan looks like they are offsides again. No flag, and they pitch it back. Ball's on the turf. Archuleta has to go all the way back to the 45-yard line to get it, and Reed Olson is there to throw him down for a huge loss. That's where Mesnin should have kept it. 15, 16, 17-yard loss, and it's 3rd and a lot. They need the 21-yard line for a first down. They're at the 46. So it's 3rd and 25. And you're the quarterback on that, and just the coaching staff, they look at that film and they probably tell them, look, just eat it. Lose 4 instead of 17. Mesnin's going to fire. Has a man, but it's tipped right to one of the Grizzlies. Picked off, and we're going the other way. Skylar Jensen takes it into Juan Diego territory, and that's where Logan will take over at the 37-yard line. As Mesnin's pass sailed on him just a little bit, and it was tipped by the defender and right into the hands of Skylar Jensen. Jensen, the junior, a lot of juniors on this Logan team. In fact, there's 3 offensive returning starters, 3 defensive returning starters. Keaton Pond, one of those returners. He's a senior. Reed Olson's playing back there with him as kind of that halfback. And Pond's going to turn, hand it off to Avila. Caden Avila is a freshman. Gain of a yard. Second and 9. Juan Diego jumps. So that makes it second and 4. It's the student section jumping around, making the press box shake up here. They are lively down below us. Is this Logan student section? Pond with Avila behind him. 4 wide receivers in that spread look. Give it to Avila on the little counter. He's got a hole off the right side into the secondary and finally taken down at the 22-yard line, a gain of 11. So Juan Diego with a couple of big plays in their first possession early, and then they turn the ball over, and Logan has moved it down to the Soaring Eagle 22-yard line with 9:30 to play in the first quarter. Pond off his back foot fires it over the head of his intended receiver, and it falls incomplete. He was looking for McAllister. Second and 10, and the Grizzlies quickly back up to the line. Chief Toalepi, the big center, shuffles it back to Pond. Pond waiting for the little in cut, finds it, and it's a gain of 10. And another Grizzly first down. Cooper Red pulls it in. And the Grizzlies in business now down at the 12-yard line of Juan Diego. 9-10 and the clock moving here in this first quarter. No score from Logan. And a beautiful September 1st evening. A little bit of a breeze, a little bit overcast, the sun peeking through. Here's the pitch. Into the backfield to Red. Red picks up 8 off that right side. They're hitting it quick. Avila comes back in. Turbiartes and Lazari come off for Logan. 3 receivers to this near side. Avila in the backfield. Now Avila switches to the left side of Pond. Pond gonna hand it off. Avila hauled down near the first down marker. Let's see. He needed 3. He's right at the marker. They're gonna say he's a little bit short. It's gonna be third down. Well, the Juan Diego defense needing to stiffen up here because they've got their backs against the wall. 3rd and a yard. Pond fakes, fires, touchdown. Cooper Red with a 3-yard strike. Pond to Red. And Red now with 2 catches for 13 yards and a touchdown, and the Grizzlies make the Soaring Eagle pay for the turnover. Coach Munn said they'll run this swinging gate on their PAT, and they'll look at it. They'll go for 2 sometimes. He believes in being aggressive. He says it's great when it works, but when it doesn't, everybody's second guessing you. They're going to go ahead and kick it. They boot it through, and it's 7-0. Logan with the early lead here at Crimson Field. The Logo Shop is a long-time sponsor of sports here on the Valley Channel. You can promote your brand with them, boost your brand image, connect and communicate with fans, prospects, and customers for a lasting impact by going to the Logo Shop. They've got all sorts of bags, right? Everybody's got a bag these days. Well, you can get seen everywhere with a custom branded bag for school, your laptop, shopping, business, or just keep your drinks cold at the ball game, you can get them logoed with your logo, all at the Logo Shop, a Game of the Week sponsor. So the Grizzlies capitalize on the turnover with the 3-yard touchdown pass from Pond to Red. Red just ran the little slant, got a step on the inside of the defender, and Pond put it in there where only Red could get it. And the Grizzlies lead 7-0. There's a kick on the way. Fielded inside the 5-yard line. Archuleta's got a head of steam, look out. The last return was taken out across the 40-yard line, and this one goes out to the 42. Juan Diego now trailing. And they'll come back out onto the field. They had something going. They were in Logan territory before they turned it over. See what adjustments both teams made. Here's the give to the first man through Buckley. Buckley has 6. They had a bad pitch. It lost him a bunch of yards, and then the pick on that last possession. They're going to give again right to the first man through. It's Archuleta. Archuleta keeps squirming forward. He's got 6 yards and a first down. And Juan Diego's ready quickly. Mezzinin takes it on the quarterback sneak. 4 yards for Mezzinin. His second carry, 23 yards. His first carry went for 19. McCormick is going to join Lewis on the other side. They're going to have 2 receivers over there to the left side. Zenin's looking over that way. Gets everybody down. Gives to the first man through, and Buckley picks up a first down. 8 yards for Buckley. Quickly back to the line of scrimmage for the Soaring Eagle. Give it to Buckley again. This time Buckley stood up after a short gain. He got a couple of yards because his line got a good push, but then he's pushed backwards by the Grizzlies. A couple of different Grizzlies there to make the stop. Strong side to the right. They swap the linebacker to the Grizzlies. Zenin's going to keep it after faking to the first man through. And he's going to pick up 5. It's going to be 3rd and 2. They've mostly run the dive. In the first play of the game, they got 19 yards around the left end. Next time they tried to go outside, it was a bad pitch. They lost him a bunch of yards, but the dive has been there for him. Here's the give. First down on 3rd and 2, and we're inside the 20-yard line as they give it off to Roman Rosano. It's a gain of 8. They're really attacking the interior of this Logan defense. 5 minutes to play in a fast-moving first quarter. 7-0 Logan. Juan Diego on the move. Rosano's in the backfield with Archuleta. Give it to Rosano. He gets down to the 15-yard line, a pickup of 3.
And off to Logan Rosano, brought down by Ryan Lazari. Second down, Jordan.
Lazari in there to make the stop. Number 33, another one of those seniors. His twin brother, Alan. Second and 8. Buckley back in the ball game. Now they've overloaded this near side. You've got the tight end on the far side. The two receivers this near side, they're going to follow the tight end. Give it off to Archuleta. Picks up a couple of hard yards, and it's going to be 3rd and 6. Reed Olson in there on the tackle. He's a big kid. He plays basketball. He's a big kid on the basketball court. He's just a junior. Playing defensive end on that right side. The defense's right side. 3rd and 6. A little bit of a mix-up. They're on the pitch to Buckley. He's got the edge. Can he get there and turn the corner? He cannot. Is coming up to make the play is Cooper Red. He looked like he had the edge, no problem. Instead, it's a gain of 4, 4th and 2. With 2 yards on 4th down at their 10-yard line of Logan. The Soaring Eagle, I'm sure, are going to go for this. That dive has worked for them. They've been able to get 2 yards just falling down with that dive. And they're going to run the quarterback sneak. Mazenin, boy, I wonder if they were set. They got set in a hurry. They are. And Mazenin picks up 4. So now it's 1st and goal at the 7-yard line of the Logan Grizzlies. There's 2:20 to play in the first quarter. Logan scored first after a Soaring Eagle turnover. Juan Diego lost their first 2 games of the season and lost big. And they've had a week to prepare for the Grizzlies. They had a couple of tough plays in that first possession. They've looked sharp on this one. Pitch back to Archuleta. He is stood up and he loses 3 yards. And it looked like they left a little early. They did not. Speaking of Juan Diego, it looked like half their line left before the other half. But if the ball was snapped, that's what matters, right? 1:40 to play now in the first quarter. 2nd and goal from the 11. Zenin's going to give it to Archuleta again. Archuleta is stood up as they run right at Reed Olson. Reed Olson knocks Mazenin back. They're going to say he gained a yard. It's going to be 3rd and goal from the 10-yard line. As the first quarter clock slips under a minute to play in the first quarter. The play clock is at 17. As the offense looks to the sideline on 3rd and goal from the 11-yard line. Now Juan Diego's going to call a timeout. It looked like that's what they were going to do the whole time. Timeout called by Coach Ronald James. The Soaring Eagle offense will head to the sideline to talk about this one a little bit more. Yeah, Juan Diego 0-2. They lost to Highland. We saw Highland last week against Green Canyon. They lost to Highland 35-13. They lost to San Juan 40-6. Highland is 2-1. San Juan is 3-0. So a combined 5-1 for those opponents. They played a couple of tough opponents. But they're only averaging 10 points a game and giving up 37 points per game. Not the start they wanted after finishing 6-6 last year and being picked 3rd in 3A North. 7 offensive starters back, 5 defensive starters back from a young team last year. 3A North is Morgan, Ogden, Ben Lomond, Union, Grantsville, and Juan Diego. There's the North and South, almost like 4A was last year. 3rd and goal from the 11 with 40 seconds to play, and in the first quarter, 7-0 Logan. Juan Diego looking for the end zone. Messin has it knocked down. It was Reed Olson. Zenon had the space, and he turned to fire back into the end zone, and Olson was in his face. Put his big paw in the air and got a piece of the pigskin. So Juan Diego will send out the field goal unit. Indra Swariana, the kicker. Juan Diego short somebody. Here they come. They're going to have to take another timeout. There's only 1 second left on the play clock, and they're going to have to burn another timeout. Juan Diego has to burn another timeout. That's one of those things that drives coaches nuts, right? You got different packages in there. You've got your special teams, and there's certain guys on these. It's up to you as the player to know when to know which package you're in, and then you got to listen for the coach because they're going to holler for you. They're going to call field goal, and you got to be ready to go when you're on the field goal unit. Logan comes into this game 1-2. They were 5-6 last year, 2-3 in region play. They lost at Pineview 43-19. That was a close game until late. They lost at Timpanogos 41-14. Coach Munn saying both those games got away from us as we made some mistakes late. And the kick low and no good. And so the Logan defense gives up a bunch of yards, but doesn't give up any points. And the offense will come back out onto the field. Logan this year giving up 29 points per game, averaging 26 points per game, but most of that's 47 points against North St. Pete. They beat North St. Pete 47-3, so we still don't know what we know about Logan. They're young, we know that. They're learning a new offense and a new defense, we know that. They lost to a couple of teams that, frankly, they probably, you would think that they would lose to. Timpanogos and Highland are pretty good this year. And then they beat a team in North St. Pete that they should have beat, and they beat them pretty soundly. So there's some tools to work with for this team. Pond over the middle. There's one of those tools right there, 2 of them. Pond to Red. 31 yards. Right on the money. Pond is 3 of 4 for 44 yards. All 44 belong to Red. Just like that, we're in Juan Diego territory. Give it to Avila. He's up into the second level. 6 yards on first down. 4 carries, 20 yards for Avila. And that's the end of the first quarter. Logan leading Juan Diego 7-0 as we head to the second quarter. Well, with school just starting, I'm sure you've got some of you might have some kids that are getting into the band or orchestra, and you're wondering, what are we going to do for an instrument? Well, KSM Music has band and orchestra rentals. The best deal and service in the Valley. Your first month's free, no commitment, return or exchange anytime, and repairs are included in the rental. Quality name brands with band and orchestra rentals at KSM Music. KSM Music, a Game of the Week sponsor. Don't forget about the good folks at Custom Fence. Custom Fence, they specialize in residential, commercial, and even specialty fences. 25,000 plus fences built, 58 plus years of experience. They've got almost 50 team members, and they operate in over 15 states. They know what they're doing. If you need some help in your yard or with your fencing needs, go see the folks at Custom Fence. Game of the Week sponsors, Custom Fence. We start the second quarter of play. Logan leading 7-0. Eric Olson along with you as the Grizzlies looking to add to their touchdown lead. Pond in trouble. Scampers out. Has a man in the end zone. Can he get it there? Red comes back for it, and it's broken up by Larson. If Pond was able to get it all the way there, then that's an easy touchdown. As Red was running free, but Pond was under duress. And it's third down. Third and 4. Play clock under 5 seconds. They send Red in motion. They're going to hand it to him. Red turns it up inside, right into a bunch of white jerseys. No gain, and it'll be fourth. And a short 4. And the Logan offense going to stay out there. They are. Now, wait a minute. Yep, there's Pond. As you say, I don't see Keaton Pond, but there he is. Pond coming into tonight's game, 57 for 106. That's 54%, 829 yards, 276 a game. He put it up 50 times last week. Pond throwing it out, and he throws it just over the outstretched hand of Connor Peters. And so the Grizzlies turn it over on downs. Pond 3 of 5 for 44 yards and a touchdown in the early going. And Juan Diego takes over. Once again, good field position for the Soaring Eagle. They started at their own 42 last time. Now the ball nose up on the 43. Their first possession was clear out to the 45. And that Veer offense has been chewing up some yardage, but they haven't been able to put points on the board. Turn and give to Archuleta. Archuleta slung down, picks up 4. Two receivers now to the right. Garzella and Lewis. The tight end Ramirez to this near side. Logan's offsides. Second penalty tonight on the Grizzlies. Juan Diego with one of their own. It's been a pretty clean night as far as laundry goes. Now it's 2nd and 1. Zenon looking to throw. Hit as he throws. Puts it up, and it's way over the head of everybody. And boy, did Mazenin take a wallop from Lazari. Well defended out there by Jensen. And it's 3rd and 1. 1 for 3 on 3rd downs for Juan Diego. .10-12 to play in the first half. 7-0 Logan. Fake the give, go the other way, hand it off, get a first down. That's all they do with that veer. It's Rosano. And he picks up big yardage. 8 yards for Rosano. They stay in that same formation. Juan Diego moved early. Ball on the turf. Still on the turf. Logan on the ball.
On the play.
It looked like one of the Soaring Eagle was on the ball, and then it popped out from under him, and Logan comes up with it. Axel Turbiartes comes up with it. And so the Soaring Eagle turn it over again. Their second turnover of the first half. Their first one led to a Logan touchdown. This one sets the Grizzlies up at the 44-yard line. Logan already leads 7-0. They had a good drive going last time. Ended up turning it over on downs. Pond gonna turn and hand off to Brown, and Brown picks up 9.
Number 2, Brock Brown.
Josh Brown with his first carry of the night.
Second down and short for the Eagles.
He just went right up the gut, 2 hands on the ball. Nothing fancy. 9 yards later, we're 2nd and 1. Brown stays in the backfield. Brock Brown gets another carry. He's hauled down right at the line of scrimmage. That time, Jeremiah Onwo was waiting for him.
Second down and 1 for the Eagles.
3rd and 1. So Brock Brown stays in. Reed Olson will switch sides to the left side. 3 wide receivers to the left, 1 to this near side. Brown steps up. Pond has to go get the snap off his laces. They're running the screen. Good job by the defense, but a better job by Brown to come up with it and put his head down and pick up the first down, it looks like. Let's see. Buckley was there immediately, and it's a first down. They need to move the sticks.
First down, Grizzlies.
Give it off to Brown again. Cuts it back inside. Flag in the vicinity of a hold.
Brock Brown on the carry. Brought down by Kobe Harden.
Big number 55, Onwo, thinks he was held. Back at the flag, right at the line of scrimmage. So instead of a 5-yard gain, probably looking at a 10-yard, personal foul, chop block, even more, 15-yard loss. So somebody's engaged up high, and then somebody else blocks him down low. He can't do it. They used to cut all the time. They used to call them a cut block. You used to be able to do that all the time. You really can't do that anymore. Especially not if somebody's up high. So that's a 15-yarder on the Grizzlies. Their 3rd penalty of the evening. Pushes them way back to the 39-yard line. So it's 1st and 25. 8 minutes to play, 8:04 to be precise in this first half. Logan leads 7-0, and Brown vacates the backfield. They fake a little screen out toward Brown. Pond keeps it, picks up a yard.
Keeping Pond with the keeper. Brought down at the line of scrimmage by Darian Otto.
2nd and 24.
Second down, Eagles.
Lightstrand was there to make the tackle. Two receivers stacked on each side. Brown stays in, helps block. Pond gets out of trouble, tucks it. Downfield he slides right at midfield, takes a hit, and here come all the flags. So it's a 10-yard run by Pond. Now are they going to add to it, or did the Grizzlies pop somebody? Pond gave himself up. He slid in there, and then he took a hit even after he slid. 3 different flags came out, and there was some stuff going on with a couple of the players from each team too, as Logan took exception to the knock on their quarterback. So let's see if we've got one team called for a personal foul and another team called for unsportsmanlike. Stripes talk about it. The official on the far sideline doesn't get to be part of it. Now here he comes. He's guys, wait, I'm here. Let's see what the call is, and they're explaining it to Coach Munn. And they turn on the lights here at Logan, man. Let there be light. They're still talking about it, so makes you wonder if maybe they've had a couple of different flags. Where they're spotting the ball, it's going to be an 11-yard run by Pond. Let's see if it's offsetting. Personal foul on Juan Diego. And after the play, personal foul on Logan.
Dead ball foul, personal foul on the Grizzlies.
Third down. You know, you mark off 15 one way, and then you mark off 15 back, and the official gets his steps in. Here we go, back the other way. As the officials have explained it to both coaches, it's going to be third down and 11. After 1st and 25, it's going to be closer to 3rd and 12. Let's see. Now they're going to say second down. I thought that was going to be third down. Maybe it was because of the penalty. Pond looking down the middle, has Red, and he leads him just a little too much. Pond's got a pretty good arm. That ball jumps out of his hand. That one, it didn't look like he got his feet just right? And so it goes out there and is a little bit in front of his receiver. Third down. 2 for 4 on third downs in this first half. 7 minutes to play in the half. 7-0 Logan. Ball at the Juan Diego 49. 4-man rush. Pond has a man. First down. Flag in the backfield. Red down to the 31-yard line, and a flag back where you're probably going to see a holding, and the official is explaining it to the offensive lineman, telling him what he did. So instead of a first down, it's coming back, and it's going to be third and a lot more. And this is what Coach Mund was talking about when he and I were talking earlier this week about, he talked about how, he said, my team has really hurt themselves in the early going. He feels like they haven't, even with a couple of lopsided scores, he really felt like they hadn't been beaten that badly as much as they had beaten themselves. Now that big center who got called for that hold is going to come off. They're going to have a chat with the big chief. Tualapai. Pond in trouble. Down he goes. Fourth down. Toby Harden like he was shot out of a cannon. Loss of 8. And the drive stalls. And the Grizz will give the ball back to the Soaring Eagle with 6 minutes to play in the first half and a 7-0 lead. Short kick, fair catch called for and hauled in again. Good field position for Juan Diego at their own 46 after the fair catch by Angelo Lewis. sun peeking through the clouds back behind us as it's only about 15 minutes away from setting. The wind has died down. It's a comfortable and beautiful evening. Juan Diego's offense huddles up on the sideline. Now they take the field. Trailing by 7. They've got some yards, but yards don't win you games if you don't end those yards with points. Mezinen's going to keep it, turns it back inside, puts his head down, and picks up 6. 5 carries, 38 yards for Mezinen. He's averaging almost 8 yards a carry. His first carry was 19 yards. He's got another of 11 in there, and that one was 8. A couple of shorter ones sandwiched in between. Juan Diego looking to drive down for the equalizer. They've driven a couple times into Grizzly territory, turned it over, missed a field goal. And now the clock's going to run all the way down, and Juan Diego's going to call a timeout. That's their last timeout. So Juan Diego calls their last timeout of the first half with 4:58 to play here in this second quarter. Logan and Juan Diego both making some mistakes in this game. That's one thing Coach Mund was saying. We really need to cut down on penalties. We need to cut down on mental errors. He says we beat ourselves twice. That's exactly what he said. We beat ourselves twice. There are 16 underclassmen starting for the Logan Grizzlies. 16 out of 22 starting, but they are really excited, about these younger kids that are coming up. And if you look at how their team is put together, 19 seniors, 23 juniors, 23 sophomores, and 13 freshmen on this varsity roster. Second and 6. They run that quarterback sneak again, and the only people moving are the quarterback in the center. 13 yards for Mezinen. Six for 51 now for Mezinen. He's having himself a game here in the first half, but he's thrown an interception. He hasn't completed a pass yet, but that's really not Juan Diego's game. Give to the first man through. And a pickup of about 4 for big number 44. Well, that's somebody we don't have. There's a couple of guys on this Juan Diego roster that are on the field that are not on the roster. Clock ticking down towards 4 minutes to play, and Juan Diego in their 4-minute offense. Looking to burn some time and get into the end zone and try to tie this thing up. Archuleta goes in motion. Fake the give inside. Mezinen is going to keep it. Picks up a yard. It's going to be 3rd and 5. And I would think that this is probably 2-down territory for Juan Diego. Buckley and Archuleta in the backfield and 2 receivers to the near side. Mezinen up under center. Logan's been off sides a couple of times already this evening. Hard count, and finally they run it quick to Mezinen. Mezinen, only a couple It wasn't Mesner, it was Buckley.
Buckley, first down, was brought down by Ryan Lazari. Fourth down for Eagles.
Juan Diego went for it on fourth down earlier in this first half and converted. Now they're going to go for it again with 2:35 to play in this first half, trailing by 7. Plenty of time on the play clock. The game clock slips under 2.5. Mesinen, hard count in there, trying to get a cheap one. Now they snap it. Mesinen looking to keep. Lazari gets in the backfield, can't pull him down. And Mesinen steps out of bounds down near the 20-yard line. See where they say, to 21, he picks up 8. And a new set of downs for Juan Diego. Mesinen with 60 yards rushing now on 8 carries. Lazari fired through there, and Mesinen stiff-armed him away and stepped out of it for a first down. Ball at the 21 of Logan. 2:13 to play in the first half. 7-0 Grizzlies. Juan Diego once again knocking at the door. Turn and give to Buckley. Buckley's tripped up. Down he goes. Taken down by Peters around the ankles. And a loss of 3.
Buckley brought down by Lee Golson. Loss of 2 on the play. Second down for Eagles.
So now Juan Diego's without any timeouts. There's 1:50 and the clock runs. 2nd and 13. Logan's creeping those backers up. Coming after Mesinen, gets out of a tackle. Turns the corner, look out, he's looking for the pylon, and he's pushed out of bounds. Inside the 10, a late flag comes in. Out of bounds at the 4-yard line, a 20-yard gain, pending the penalty. Holding on Juan Diego. What happened downfield, that receiver was down there blocking. And so I wonder if he had a hold of some jersey. But if it's from the spot of the foul, that's back down. That's down at about the 12-yard line. So it'll bring it back to about the 22, I think. Nope. It said it's even further downfield than that. It brings it out to the 15. So it ends up being a gain. A penalty ends up being a gain, but it takes away a bigger gain. And it's 2nd down again. 2nd and 4. 1:32 to play in the half. Juan Diego trying to tie this thing up before halftime. And that right side of the offensive line on this drive has yielded some results. And they've got the tight end out there this time. Giving to the first man through, first down. Gain of 4 for Buckley. And it's a first down. Nope, they're going to say 3rd down. Wow, the one official. No, now they're moving it. Okay. It is a first down. Clock runs toward a minute to play, and a timeout now being called by Logan. The Grizzlies say, yeah, let's talk about this. We'd like to keep the Soaring Eagle out of the end zone. And Grizzlies hold a 7-0 lead, and they get the ball to start the second half. The Grizzlies have had some chances to add to this lead. Juan Diego's had some chances to tie it up or take the lead themselves. Both teams making some mistakes at some crucial times. And we're in a 7-0 dogfight. Other games going on in Region 11 tonight. Skyview is at Fremont against a 6A team. Fremont 0-3 on the season. You don't see that very often. Ridgeline's at Cedar Valley, so they took a long bus ride today. Carbon has come to Garland to play Bear River. Mountain Crest is at Minico, Idaho. And Green Canyon at Morgan. That Green Canyon defense will be tested tonight against a Morgan offense. They can really put points up. They put some points up against Skyview, but The problem was they were playing Skyview, who also puts points up. Skyview's a slot machine. The way their points go, just ding, 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 ding. Mezinen's going to keep. Turns inside, picks up 5. Lazari's there, plenty of time for Juan Diego. They're going to give him 4 yards. It's 2nd and 6. 50 seconds to play, and the clock runs. 2nd down. Ball at the 7-yard line of Logan. And Mezinen looking down at his play sheet on his wristband. He's going to keep trying to pitch it, and he does give it off to Archuleta, and Archuleta's going to lose a yard. Logan had that one sniffed out. Not only did they drop Archuleta for a loss, they kept him in the field of play, and now you're down to 15 seconds, and they have to spike the ball on 3rd down, and it's 4th down and 8 now. So Logan with a good defensive play there on 2nd down to push Juan Diego back and force him to just come up and kill the clock. And now it's 4th down, and they're going to bring Mezinen out there again. Juan Diego's going to go for it on 4th and 8. They're 2 of 6 on 3rd downs, 2 for 2 on 4th down. Plenty of time on the play clock. Mezinen fires inside. It's nearly picked off. It was behind his receiver, Lewis. Lewis had the inside leverage and the step on the defensive back, but Mezinen put it a little bit behind him, and it's broken up. And the Grizzlies breathe a sigh of relief as McAllister knocks it down. And the Grizzlies with 10 seconds on the first half clock. Well, they can run a play or they can take a knee. Let's see. Oh, Coach Munn says he likes to be aggressive. Putting the ball up in the air now would certainly be aggressive. And it looks like they're, well, I don't know. Let's not speak too fast. Yeah, it looks like they're going to just take a knee. The clock never started. Now it does. And it's 7-0 as we head for the half at Logan. The Grizzlies leading the Soaring Eagle of Juan Diego. You're watching the Game of the Week on the Valley Channel.
The whole game, I don't hear anybody in the crowd. It's just me and the pitcher out there. Sometimes I'll hear a coach off to the side give a clap. Then I know that runner is going to steal. So then I give the pitcher the sign. Baseball has just been my one constant through my life. It's harder to be a catcher than any other position. We have to be a lot more vocal, leaders of the team, and there's so much more time spent in the bullpen catching pitchers. It's always my fault if something happens. I feel 100% responsible.
I always hear him say he wants to play competitive baseball as long as possible.
Yeah.
But ultimately, you go into the medical profession.
I teach myself organic chemistry for fun just because I think it's fascinating. I do a lot of backyard experiments.
He teaches me chemistry. He's like, so my head is the nucleus and these are the electrons and they're moving around.
ZoomTech is the LLC that I created for biotech devices. I want to help prevent or test breast cancer in the future.
Both of my sisters had breast cancer, and so when Karsten was a toddler, I decided to have preventative double mastectomies, and he was always by my side.
It's just always made me want to raise awareness of breast cancer and help other women fight through it. Definitely something that I think about because I know that I'm a carrier for the gene and it could go through my family or to my sister.
I don't like to admit it, but I brag about him a lot. Oh, there's my brother.
He's bright, he's inventive, compassionate. I'm very sentimental.
Naturally, I think, want to be successful and just pursue things that I think are interesting and take it to the maximum level. Especially with like breast cancer, I want to help as many people as I can. And I'm not going to let failures deter me.
Over the period of time, my hearing became worse and worse.
Over the course of the years, I developed a hearing loss, and I would not be able to hear my employees talk to me sometimes.
For Paul Dayton's and Cache Valley's integrity, his character, his background, his equipment, I would recommend him to anyone for a hearing aid specialist.
The Game of the Week on the Valley Channel is brought to you by Wendy's of Cache Valley. It's way better than fast food. It's Wendy's. Cache Valley Hearing and Audiology. Bring back what you have been missing. Aspen Dental. Get that gorgeous smile you've always wanted. Custom Fence Company. Privacy, security, peace of mind. Anderson Seed and Garden, growing better gardeners. The Logo Shop, we logo stuff, all kinds of stuff. KSM means music, music is all we do. Factory Pizzeria, we're open late after the game. And the Valley Channel, Cache Valley's TV station for over 30 years. Back at Crimson Field, we get ready to start the second half of play here between Logan and Juan Diego. Eric Olson along with you tonight. Logan leads 7-0 as we wait for the third quarter to start. Taking a look at the first half statistics. Well, Juan Diego got the better of the first half stats, but Logan has the numbers that count. That's the points. Juan Diego with 103 yards rushing in that first half, 65 of those by their quarterback, who did a pretty good job, Hayden Mazenin, on 9 carries. Archuleta had 8 for -8. Buckley had 7 for 23, and Rosano had 3 for 19. Mazenin was 0 for 3 through the air, and he did throw an interception. For Logan, they had 40 yards on the ground, 46 through the air, and 86 yards total. 20 yards on 4 carries for Avila, 3 yards on 3 carries for Kahn, 9 yards on 2 carries for Brown, Red 2 for 8. And then Kahn goes 4 of 7, 46 yards, and a 3-yard touchdown to Red. Red had 3 of those 4 completions were to Red. He had 44 yards, and then Brown had 1 for 2. So that's where we are as we're getting ready to kick off this second half. After the kickoff, we'll share a few other scores from Region 11 with you as everybody else is in action tonight as we're getting ready to wind down the non-region season. Logan gets the ball to start the second half. This one's going to go into the end zone, and the Grizz will start out at the 20-yard line. Ridgeline leads Cedar Valley at Cedar Valley 28-7. At the half, Skyview was leading Fremont 14-0. Bear River up on Carbon just before the half, 44-0. Mountain Crest leading Minico at Minico 13-6 at the half. Morgan leads Green Canyon late in the first half, 7-0. So that was, I don't think that's a shocker because Morgan is a really good offense, probably the best offense that Green Canyon's seen. And that Green Canyon has a really good defense, so we'll see how that one ends up. Avila carries for 5 on first down. Juan Diego marching down the field and getting deep into Grizzlies territory before turning it over on downs just before the half. As they hand to Avila again, the freshman turns the corner, maybe a yard. Let's see where they spot him. Well, they're going to give him 2. It'll be 3rd and 3. 2 of 5 in that first half for the Grizzlies. The clock stops as they said he stepped out of bounds. Peters out to the far side with McAllister. One receiver to this near side. Olsen is the tight end. Olsen's going to release downfield, and Pawn's going to take a sack. Down he goes inside the 20, the 18-yard line. Loss of 8. So not a great start to the second half for Logan offensively. First time Pond has been put down tonight. The Logan offense took the interception on the first series. They picked off Juan Diego. They took that interception, marched downfield and scored, looked sharp. And since then they've moved it, but haven't been able to put it in the end zone. That little drive right there was probably their least effective effort of the evening. This kick's gonna roll out to just shy of the 44-yard line. About a 26-yard kick is all.
Right down at the 44-yard line. First down for you.
And that's first down for Juan Diego. They've had good field position all night. They just haven't been able to capitalize on it. They're going to really spread the field. Look at how far their receivers are to the far side. We see Utah State do this, right? They take their receivers clear to the sidelines. And that's what they're doing here. See if they run up into that big gap in between the end of their line and those receivers. See what their numbers are out there. If they have the numbers. And they took too much time. They took too much time coming out of the huddle after the punt. They huddled up on the sideline, so now it backs them up 5 yards. Only the second penalty of the night for Juan Diego. Well, check that. Third, they had that 15-yarder on the offsetting penalties between them and Logan late in that first half. So now they're back at the 49. They stay in that same formation. And they go right up in the middle. And Buckley is submarine, or else he might still be running. Buckley with 3. 2nd and 12. 10 minutes to play in the third quarter. We're just underway in the second half. 7-0 Logan. Juan Diego with the ball. Mezinen's going to keep it. Mesinen still on his feet. They finally haul him down as McAllister, but not until after he picks up a first down. 20 yards for Mesinen. He's averaging 8.5 yards a carry. 10 carries, 85 yards. And here's Juan Diego moving the ball again. At the Logan 26-yard line. Mesinen keeps this, or excuse me, hands this one off. He looked like he was going to pull that. Talk about at that mesh point, right? That quarterback and that running back better be on the same page. 3 yards for Buckley. Logan's got everybody within 7 yards of the line of scrimmage. Turn one way, spin back inside, give it off to Buckley. Reed Olson is there. Buckley picks up a couple, it'll be 3rd and 5. Buckley 10 carries, 31 yards. And the clock moves towards 8.5 to play in the third quarter. Mesinen runs to the sideline to get the play. And they line up on the ball. He checks his wristband, he calls out the play, and there's 10 seconds on the play clock. They had to burn a couple of timeouts in the first half because they took a long time doing this. They're under 5, they get it off. Messinen's going to keep it. Slides through and goes down at about the 15-yard line. They're going to say he's at the 16. It's a gain of 6. That'll be a first down. Messinen approaching 100 yards rushing. He's been their most effective rusher tonight. He's done it up the middle. He's gone around the edge. He's done a little bit of everything. So here's Juan Diego, just like we ended the half, deep in Logan territory at the Logan 16-yard line, trailing 7-0. Lozano goes in motion. Give it to the first man through Archuleta. Archuleta's spun down at the 14-yard line. A methodical drive after the short punt, after the 3-and-out on their first series by the Grizzlies. And it's 2nd and 8 from the Logan 14-yard line. Juan Diego looking to tie this thing up. Juan Diego's got numbers to the right. Let's see where they go. They start that way, then give it to Lozano up the middle. Rosano. Rosano right up the middle. He's tripped up at about the 3. 11 yards, 1st and goal. Juan Diego. And they quickly get up on the ball. Give it to Rosano. He walks into the end zone. Touchdown, Juan Diego. And they're a PAT away from tying this thing up. Kick is punched through. And with 6:37 to play in the third quarter, we've got a new ball game, all tied up at 7 in Logan. Hey, Wendy's of Logan is one of our Game of the Week sponsors. They have been for a long time. They've got a new loaded nacho cheeseburger, and it is a game changer. Seriously, when it comes to burgers, it's a game changer. It's cheese, beef, queso, and even tortilla strips. So cheesy, it just works. Choose wisely. Choose Wendy's loaded nacho cheeseburger. You can go online, order it now, go pick it up, or they'll even deliver. Wendy's, a Game of the Week sponsor. Juan Diego finally finds the end zone. And the Logan offense is going to have to answer because they really haven't done a ton since that first drive. They've had a couple of opportunities and they've just bogged down. In fact, Logan had 64 yards in the first quarter. They had 86 in the first half. So only 22 yards in that second quarter. And on that first possession of the second half, they went for -1. So since 64 yards in the first quarter, they've only gained 21 yards. Pond has somebody right in his lap before he can even make the fake. Down he goes, and a flag is Juan Diego. Everybody's trying to get in there and get a hit on him, and it looked like some of them come in maybe a little late. So Logan could be the beneficiary of a little bit of a late hit or an unsportsmanlike. Let's see. Face mask is what they're going to call. And it's a personal foul variety, 15 yards. and that bails out the Grizz. Pond wasn't even hitting his back, his last step on his drop, before he had somebody right in his grill. And he ran around back there trying to find an opening, and Juan Diego had plenty of white shirts around him. I'm going to give it to Avila. Avila off tackle, loses the football. Ball's free at the 40. Juan Diego says they have it. What do the stripes say? Logan football after the 5-yard gain from Avila. It's starting to get a little chippy out there. 2nd and 5. Give it to Avila again. Tries the edge again. Cuts it upfield. He had forward progress clear up to the 48, and they're going to spot him all the way back to where he got pushed back to. He was clear up at the 48-yard line, so they're saying that he ran backwards himself, so that's no gain. 3rd down. They didn't give him forward progress at all. I mean, unless they're saying that he ran backwards on his own. 5:20 to play in a tie ball game. We're in the 3rd quarter. 3rd and 5. Pond in trouble again. Runs right into some white jerseys, and he goes down for a 2-yard loss. And there's a lot of juice on that Juan Diego sideline. As the Grizzlies up front are getting just manhandled. Lazari was on the field. They broke the huddle with 12. They have 11 guys come on. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 11. Lazari had, if you can't break the huddle with 12 players. And so another penalty on the Grizzlies. That's their 5th penalty of the night. For 45 yards. Another short kick takes a great bounce. And bounces clear down to the 32-yard line. Ends up being a 30-yard kick. This has not been a great 3rd quarter for the Grizzlies. Good opening drive to put it in the end zone. They were able to take advantage of a couple of, well, they had a fumble that they recovered with a short field, weren't able to do anything with that. Had a couple other drives that picked up a little bit of yardage. Those were all in the 1st quarter, though. And since the 2nd quarter, nothing doing for Logan. And here's Juan Diego, and they've got a head of steam as they were able to tie it up. Logan up front is smaller than Juan Diego. They've got to find some answers on both sides of the ball. Here's the give to Archuleta as he picks up 8. He's finally in positive territory. He had that 17-yard loss on that pitch that went over his head. Now he's got 10 carries for 2 yards. As he picks up 8 on that one. Second and a long 2. Mezzinin looking for some running room. Flag in the backfield. Mezzinin stepping over would-be tacklers out to the 48, but it's probably going to be all for naught as there's a flag where you'd expect a hold. Oh, it's a personal foul. It's a chop block. So they called it on Logan earlier, and now they're calling it on Juan Diego. This is going to take it clear back to the 25-yard line. It's going to be 2nd and 17. Well, that's going to go just inside the 25. 2nd and 18. It's at the 24. So a mistake by Juan Diego. Backs him up. The Logan defense gets a little help. Mesinen turns, gives it inside. That's some interesting action. It's 2 yards for Rosano. That's some interesting action. So he takes the snap, turns and shows, spins all the way around, and then gives off the other way. So, if you're watching, you're looking at him, you think, oh, he's handing off here. No, wait, he spins all the way the other way to a guy going the other way. That's why you've got your keys, right? As a defender, you have guys you're watching. And you got to keep those keys. You got to stay true to them. 3rd and 15. And they didn't get the ball off. They didn't get the play off. Did they call timeout before the penalty? They did not. And Coach Ron James isn't too thrilled about that. We've seen that a few times tonight where they've had a little bit of trouble with clock management. 3rd and 20. Juan Diego's 5th penalty of the night. They also have 45 yards worth. Here's a flag. They weren't set. As the head official, the white hat, calls it. It's a shift, yep. And they're going to decline it. It's going to be 4th and 20. So Juan Diego gifted some pretty good field position, and once again, and they have some penalties that kill a fledgling drive, and Logan will get it back. First time in a minute that Juan Diego's had to punt. In fact, it's maybe the first time tonight. I don't know. They've given it over on downs a couple of times. Red calling for a fair catch, and he hauls it in at the 44-yard line. And Logan with good field position to start. And it's a tie ball, 7-7, with 2:02 to play in the 3rd quarter. As points at a premium here in this ball game. Again, Logan looked really sharp offensively to start the game, and in the first quarter looked pretty good offensively. I don't know what changes maybe Juan Diego's made, but Logan's had trouble until now as Avila gets free. Spun down inside the 40. 18 yards for Avila. They're gonna give it to him again, and he has another hole that he squirts through for 8 yards. 10 carries, 52 yards for the freshman. You heard me right, he's a freshman. Second and 2, let's give it to him one more time. He hesitates. Jumps forward, and let's see, he's right near the sticks, but he's going to be just a little short. 3rd and inches. 2 of 7 on third downs for Logan. As we're under a minute to play here in the third quarter in a tie ball game at Crimson Field. Play clock down to 10 seconds. 3rd and inches. Give it to Avila. Avila's got the first down, still on his feet. Tackled inside the 25 down to the 23-yard line. He picks up 5, and Avila's hurt. He got rolled up on as he went down. As he went down, that defender rolled up on his legs. He's walking it off now on that sideline. Yeah, he's just a little freshman, right? His bones aren't even fully formed. They're still mostly cartilage. Does he even have tendons at that age? Children are all rubbery, right? And bend weird directions like adults don't. They gotta hurry to get this one off, and they just do. Hand it up the middle to Brown. And Brown picks up a yard. We're gonna head to the fourth quarter. A tie ball game here in Logan. The Grizzlies and the Soaring Eagle all knotted up at 7. One of our sponsors for the Game of the Week on the Valley Channel is Dr. Paul Daines at Cache Valley Hearing and Audiology. Today's hearing aid technology, it can improve not only your life, but the lives of the people who care about you, because now you can hear them. Now you know what they're laughing about, what they're talking about. You can understand those conversations. Dr. Paul Daines will customize a hearing improvement program to meet your requirements, whatever they are. You can call for an appointment, let them show you how he can do that. You don't have to miss hearing the joys of life any longer at Cache Valley Hearing and Audiology. Well, we head to the fourth quarter, tied up at 7 points at a premium in this game. Both offenses have had flashes, and then they've had some not so great moments as well, as this young Logan team continues to try to find their way under a new staff. Keaton Pond has a man in the flat, but just as he's about to unload it, the defender came up toward that man. It was Cooper Red on the wheel, and Pond ate it. Sacked. 3rd down. Third and 17. It's interesting. Here comes pressure. Pond steps out, nowhere to go. I mean, they are bringing pressure. They're bringing an extra guy, and there's somebody coming free every play. So the offensive line, with a little bit of miscommunication, they're not sending more than the offensive line can block. They're sending that one extra. But there's always somebody coming free, and the line is just not picking that up. And Pond, when he tries to step out, they're doing a good job with their lane integrity, are those rushers. There's nowhere for him to go. They're not even thinking about the run. And on 4th and 27, they line up like they're going to go for it. And then Logan comes out of their stance, and it's 5 more yards. 4th and 32. Keaton Pond is taking a beating here. He has 0 time to throw the football. And he's just going to boot this one away. Oh, gets a good kick. It's going to roll inside the 10-yard line. all the way down to the 6. 38 yards for Pond. He looked so sharp early on, but he really hasn't had much time to throw it. And that last time you could see he was looking at his read and he wanted to go to that little wheel route by the back by Red, and the defender saw that route, jumped on it, and then there was nowhere else for him to go. And by the time he looked at that, that was it. He was done. Oh man, they're going to say the ball went out of bounds at the 12-yard line. So instead of back at the 6, they're going to say that ball hit the sideline at the 12. Still, it backs Juan Diego up. Tied at 7 with 10:40 to play in the ball game here at Logan. Buckley in motion, ball's on the turf. The Grizzlies have it. First and goal, Logan. That's 2 fumbles tonight. That was a big hit. Whoever administered the first hit knocked that ball free. It was on the turf, and the Grizzlies come up with it in prime scoring position. First and goal at the 9-yard line. 3rd turnover of the night for Juan Diego. Pond with Avila behind him. Everybody in the box for Juan Diego. Got to be able to make him pay for that. Pond, double move, out to Red, touchdown! Keaton Pond needed that. As Red with his 2nd touchdown grab of the night on the same pattern. So Juan Diego with 3 turnovers, 2 of them leading to touchdowns for Logan. And the Grizzlies, with 10:31 to play in the ball game, jump out to a 14-7 lead. You're watching the Game of the Week on the Valley Channel. Hey, Who Hot's been a sponsor for the Game of the Week on the Valley Channel. You can create your own stir fry at the Hottest Asian restaurant in Logan. It's not a Chinese buffet, it's a fresh market of ingredients, unique sauces where you are the chef. Build your stir fry masterpiece, but they have a wide selection of meats, seafoods, different types of noodles, vegetables, and sauces. Then watch as their grill warriors cook it up for you right to perfection. You're in control. From raw ingredients to hot meal in your hands. How do you Who Hot? Anyway, you Who Hot is the best way. Who Hot, the Game of the Week sponsor. So the Grizzly offense hasn't been very hot, but with only 9 yards to work with, it makes things a whole lot easier. Pond hits Red for the 9-yard touchdown. Ball's on the turf again, and this time Juan Diego just gets on it. Red made one move, kind of jabbed to the outside and then turned inside. Pond with a little hitch and then throw. But the pressure once again was in his lap. Juan Diego has really dialed up the pressure on Keaton Pond. They ran a couple of screens in that first half out to the edge, did Logan, to try to slow that Juan Diego rush down. Be interesting to see if they might go back to something like that. Here's that Juan Diego offense with the quarterback sneak. Gain of 3. Make it 4. Mezzinin with 95 yards on 12 carries. They're going to run it again. 3 yards, 3rd and 2. 3 of 8 on 3rd down. For Juan Diego, it's 3rd and 2. Under 10 minutes to play now in the ballgame. And the Grizzlies offsides. So Juan Diego does everything the same all night. They start with their hands kind of on their knees, and then they go down into a set position. That's about the 2nd or 3rd time tonight the Grizzlies have done that when Juan Diego's been going to that down on their set position. 55 yards now on 7 penalties. And Juan Diego gets a 1st down via penalty. Right up the gut again for Buckley, and Buckley has a few. About 4 for Buckley. He's up to 35 yards on 11 carries. And Juan Diego not in a hurry. Plenty of time on the play clock. We're down to 15 seconds. Mezzinin is going to keep looking for an opening. Spun around. They can't get him down, but they get him out of bounds. Number 4 taken out of bounds by number 4, Peters. Gained a couple. He's at 100 yards on 14 carries is Mezzinin. He's only put the ball in the air 3 times. He's 0 for 3. Hasn't thrown since the 2nd quarter. He rushed for 65 yards in the 1st half. Give it coming back to Archuleta. Archuleta running through tackles and out to the 49-yard line. 9 yards and a 1st down. Ball at the Logan 49, 8.5 to play in the ball game. 14-7 Logan. Fake to the first man through. Mezzinin keeps it. Picks up 3. From way up here, you have to try to figure out who's got the football. Can you imagine trying to figure it out if you're one of those linemen or linebackers with all those bodies flying around? Again, that's why the discipline is so important. You've got your keys, you got guys and things that you're supposed to be watching for, and you've got to keep watching for it. Mezzinin on the keeper, right up the middle. Hauled down at the 30-yard line. A gain of 16. They've run that play a lot tonight, and they've been very successful every time. They just get up under center, and he says go. Everybody stops, or nobody goes except for him in the center. And they're 4 yards downfield before the defense reacts. 7:26 to play in this ball game. 14-7 Logan. Timeout Logan as they want to talk about this. Try to get that defense figured out. Get back up to 500 with a win. We look around the region, 28-0. Skyview now late in the 3rd quarter over Fremont. Mountain Crest leads Minico in the 3rd quarter, 13-12. So that one an interesting ball game. At the half, it was Morgan 14, Green Canyon 6. Ridgeline walloping Cedar Valley 35-7 in the 2nd half. Bear River Mac and Carbon round, 51-0. In this one, Juan Diego's trying to march and tie this thing up. Logan nearly offsides again. Quarterback keeping it. Quarterback popping to the outside and picking up that first down. He's got 11 yards. Now he's just ripping off big old chunks as Mezzinin. 130 yards rushing for the quarterback on 17 carries. They've been punching up the gut. This time they throw a haymaker to the outside. More importantly, no penalties. They've had a lot of drives killed by penalties tonight. Mezzinin keeps it again. Fakes it to Buckley and keeps it for a gain of about 4. Second and 7. They're going to give him closer to 3. Mezzinin checks that wristband for the play. Sees linemen. They have their hands on their knees, their elbows on their knees. Now he's going to get up there and call it, and they go down like that. This time he's going to give it off to Buckley. Juan Diego line gets a good push. Buckley's hit immediately, but immediately against the way the Juan Diego's line is getting a push is 2 yards. Now it's 3rd and 5. Clock under 6 minutes to play in this fourth quarter. Juan Diego is probably going to have to burn another timeout because Mezzinin's over on the sideline. They're going to now. He's over on the sideline talking to the coach, and there was 14 seconds left on the play clock. So now they're going to let that clock run down and take a timeout. With 5:34 to play in the ball game and a 14-7 Logan lead, Juan Diego takes timeout as they're looking at 3rd and 5. And of course you're looking at 4 down territory for Juan Diego at this point. Juan Diego did this in the first half, and although they didn't take over with this much time left, but they took over with quite a bit of time left in the second quarter. In that first half, they marched it methodically down the field, got deep into Logan territory, and then they ended up giving it over on downs with 10 seconds left in the half. They've done the same thing here. They just took it over a little earlier. They're at 3rd and 5. 2 receivers to this near side and 2 backs. The tight end is on this near side as well, so this is where all the numbers are. Ball's on the turf as Mezzinin fumbled the snap, and he gets it back, no gain, 4th down.
With the carry brought down by Xavier Aguilar. At the line of scrimmage, 4th down, 1
2 for 3 on 4th down in the game tonight for Juan Diego. And this one probably the biggest one of the night for him. Trailing by a touchdown, 4th and 5 at the Logan 15-yard line. If you're Logan's defensive coordinator, you're screaming, don't be offsides. They give it, they're not going to get it. They rolled Buckley down the line and then gave it off to him. He needed 5, he picked up 3, Logan takes over. So just like that first half, Juan Diego moves it all the way downfield. No penalties, no no minus plays. And then they just bog down. Logan makes a couple of plays late in that drive there. There's still a lot of time though. Logan needs to pick up a couple of first downs. Put Juan Diego behind the 8 ball. Juan Diego still with 2 timeouts. Pond has Avila behind him. He's going to hand it to Avila. Avila sneaks through and picks up, well, maybe a yard. It looked like he had picked up a couple of yards, but then he gets up and you see, oh man, that's maybe a yard. He started that deep in the backfield. And Logan, I'm sure, is going to take their time getting the play in and getting the play called. But again, you got to pick up a couple of first downs. This is winning time, right? This is where you string together a couple of first downs and take the ball game from your opponent. They run, fake the counter. Pond, look out! Oh, he slides down. He picks up the first down and then slides down to keep the clock running. He could have picked up a bunch more yards. Instead, he slid down after picking up the first down to just let that clock run. And also not to take another wallop. Last time he slid too close to defenders, they smacked him. He's going to give it to Avila. Avila picks up about a yard. And I think now Juan Diego is going to start taking their timeouts. They are. Juan Diego is going to start taking their timeouts. With 3:31 to play in this ball game and trailing 14-7, Juan Diego is going to start using their timeouts. We've got all sorts of great sponsors of the game of the week. One of them is Rich's Cars and Credit. Stress-free car shopping is at Rich's Cars and Credit. It's their mission to be the automotive home of drivers in North Logan and all over Cache Valley, really. They have a huge selection of new and used vehicles, great care, and customer service with a smile. Great inventory, great stock. Go see Rich down at Rich's Cars and Credit. I saw him after the game out there at Green Canyon last week. He was Rich Geertsen, who was a former Logan High great, a state champion. There's that screen we talked about. They set up a screen and they've got some room. Avila down the sideline and thrown out of bounds. Finally, out at the 44-yard line, 20 yards. Pond held it to the last possible second and then found Avila for that screen. We've been wondering if maybe they would do something like that as hard as Juan Diego's been coming after the quarterback. And Avila stepped out of bounds. That's the only thing he did wrong on that play. The young freshman, if he stays in bounds, then he forces Juan Diego to eat another timeout. Give it to Brown. Brown surveys and then finally says, all right, here we go. And he picks up 3. After throwing the ball 50 times last week, the Grizzlies have put the ball in the air 9 times tonight. 27 rushes. And the clock runs with 2:50 to play in this ball game. Logan nursing that 7-point lead. Juan Diego with 1 timeout left. It's 2nd down and 7. Hand it to Brown again. Brown sees an opening. He's across midfield and near the first down marker. He's got the first down. He's got 8 yards and a first down. So earlier we were talking about the Grizzly offensive line and how They were struggling a little bit in the middle part of this game. Well, now when it's been time to open up some holes and win this ball game, they've been able to do just that. Open up some holes, protect Pond. Brown stays in there. Pond is going to give to him. Brown puts his head down, runs into a tackler, picks up 3, and Juan Diego is going to have to burn their final timeout.
Tackle made by Toby Hogan. Second down, Disney. Timeout, Juan Diego. Updated scores, Ridgeline 32, Cedar 7.
85 yards rushing for Logan, 75 yards on the ground thus far. That's 160 total yards. Juan Diego, 174, 185, 199. They have 202 yards rushing, so they have 202 total yards because they have no yards passing. I don't remember the last time, if any, that I've seen a game with no yards passing. I've been doing this for 30. I don't know, I'm too old to remember. I've been doing this since they were played football with a real pig and not just a skin. 1:50 to play in this ball game. Logan pulling a guard and a tackle, trying to close this thing out. They give it to Pond. He pulls it as he runs the RPO and goes to where that tackle and guard vacate. Why is the clock stopped? The clock never started. The clock never started on that play. The clock never started before that play. The whole Logan sideline is hollering about it. I think Logan might take this down to right down to the 1 second and then call timeout. It's going to be 3rd down and 7. Logan's not going to be too happy with their timer. Saying, hey, what are you doing? How do we have home field advantage if you're not even starting the clock? They're so excited up there, they forgot all about it. You know, a few of us remember the days when bread was made naturally, the wheat was ground into fresh flour, recipes were simple and really only had the necessary ingredients. Well, at the old grist mill, they brought back the natural art of making bread. It's simple, moist, and wholesome. They make it the way it was meant to be made. And at the very heart of their bread, they got this select high-protein wheat. They mill it daily in their bakery. That's why the bread's so rich and fresh. They use only the freshest and finest ingredients. You'll see the difference. Drop in, get a free slice of hot bread. They know you're going to enjoy it. I know you're going to enjoy it. Old Grist Mill, the Game of the Week sponsor. The Grizzlies trying to close this out. There's 1:16 left in this ball game. It's 3rd and 7. Juan Diego's out of timeouts. Pond in trouble. Throws it out to Reed Olson. Olson has to climb the ladder, and that's saying something as tall as he is. He gains maybe a yard. But the clock continues to run, and Logan will be able to run this down. They'll be able to run it down to about 20-some seconds left before they have to punt it away. In fact, there should be less time left, but they forgot to start the clock before one play. And again, I think they'll take this right down to 1 second and call a timeout. There's going to be about 27 seconds. That's what they do. There's 26 seconds left in the ball game. Clock stops with the timeout. Logan, I would really be shocked if they didn't, but Logan going to punt this away. Should be able to eat a few more seconds off the clock, so you'd think that Juan Diego takes over, if they don't get a chance at a return, they'll probably come after looking for a block. And if it rolls around for a minute, then maybe Juan Diego will have 22 seconds to try to tie this thing up. And who knows how far they'll have to go. So the Grizzlies started this game gangbusters. They had 86 yards at the half. 64 of those were in the first quarter. Second and third quarter, offensively, they couldn't do a thing. And in the fourth quarter, they were able to make some plays. They get the turnover and score. 3 turnovers, the story for Juan Diego. Juan Diego has one deep man. Pond's going to kick it away. Rolls into the end zone, and with 20 seconds left in the ball game, Juan Diego will take over at the 20-yard line. A running team with no timeouts. Sometimes when you get those running teams, they have to put the ball in the air with no timeouts. That's the time defenses say, oh, you bet, here we come. And you almost wonder if you're Logan, if you maybe send an extra rusher after the quarterback, because if you make that tackle, this game could be over. And they're not going to play deep prevent. Now they're back in the safety, way back. Mezzinin, back to throw, in trouble. Spun around, gets out of it. Still looking downfield. Unloads, has a couple of receivers, it's out of bounds. 9 seconds to play. It looked like maybe they had Mezzinin. This is where that clock not starting comes into play. If that clock would have started, this game's probably over now. Logan hoping that doesn't become an issue. The clock runner hoping it doesn't become an issue. 2nd and 10. And this play might be the ball game. Mezzinin fakes the give, rolls out, Reed Olsen in his face. Mezzinin ducks out of it, throws it across. Does Brown pick it off? It doesn't matter, there's no time on the clock. They say it's an incomplete pass, but there's no time on the clock. That's the ball game. Logan hangs on to beat Juan Diego 14-7. The Grizz improved to 2-2 on the season. Next week, Mountain Crest and Green Canyon ought to be a good one. Join us then. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you next time on the Valley Channel. The Game of the Week on the Valley Channel is brought to you by Wendy's of Cache Valley. It's way better than fast food. It's Wendy's. Cache Valley Hearing and Audiology. Bring back what you have been missing. Aspen Dental. Get that gorgeous smile you've always wanted. Custom Fence Company. Privacy, security, peace of mind. Anderson Seed and Garden. Growing better gardeners. The Logo Shop. We logo stuff. All kinds of stuff. KSM means music. Music is all we do. Factory Pizzeria. We're open late after the game. And the Valley Channel, Cache Valley's TV station for over 30 years.